Hi there, divine souls. This is Nyla Nguyen. Welcome to Twin Flame Journey 3D to 5D. This channel is going to help you understand about the twin flame journey, love and relationship from a 5D perspective. If you're interested in learning about these topics from a spiritual and galactic point of view, you've come to the right spot. I've decided to break up this video series into 3 parts so that way I can go into each of the relationship type in a lot more depth and details. So we're going to cover the karmic relationship traits in this video series. The next video will be high-level soulmate, and then the third video will be twin flame connection. Okay, so before I dive into sharing with you my insights regarding a karmic relationship, I'm going to share with you the insights of the commonalities between all these relationship types. Okay, twin flame, soulmate, and karmic relationship, they are all soul contracts. Okay, it means that you already have past lives with each other, you have soul agreements with one another, and these type of connections, you're destined to meet these people. This is why it's very hard and unavoidable for you to meet these souls. This is why when you meet our soulmate, whether it's a karmic, high-level soulmate, or a twin flame, we have this instant soul recognition. We feel like we know this person. Sometimes there could be even an instant chemistry that you have with this person. So this is how you know that you have past life or parallel lives with this person and that you guys are meant to meet. And there's a purpose why you guys are meeting in this incarnation. Now, the purpose of a relationship is for you to know more about yourself through the other person. The other person is supposed to mirror to you your traits, things about you that you didn't know about yourself, so that way you know more about yourself. So that is the purpose of a relationship from a 5D perspective. Now, each relationship serves a different purpose, whether it's a karmic, soulmate, and a twin flame. We're going to dive into understanding the purpose of a karmic relationship, okay? So karmic relationship, it's very easy to recognize this relationship because it's the most common relationship in this collective, in the earth realm. A majority of the relationship on this planet are karmic relationship. I'll say maybe 98% of the relationship on this planet are karmic relationships, okay? The reason being is that the people that come into this type of relationship, they're still operating in 3D states of consciousness. They're still fairly unawakened. They're not spiritually mature, emotionally mature. They don't know too much about themselves. And they are usually attracted to the partner based on 3D characteristics. For example, they're attracted to the person based on their looks, based on chemistry, based on status, based on what the other person can do for the person, based on 3D traits that is not in common with the 5D traits. Okay, so karmic relationship, there is usually an instant connection because there is a soul recognition between the two people. There is usually a lot of chemistry between the two people. This is why you know that this is somebody you're supposed to meet. This is somebody you're supposed to have a connection with. This is somebody you're supposed to have a relationship because you have already passed life with each other. This is why you have this soul recognition. There's an instant attraction with each other. There's a lot of passion in the beginning right away. Okay, as soon as the passion develops, it also quickly dies. Okay, this is one of the key traits of a karmic relationship because the passion is quick and instant, but then it also fizzles just as quickly. Sometimes karmic relationship can last 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and that's usually a good thing that these karmic relationship comes to an end fairly quickly. It means that these souls have learned their lesson and they've parted ways, and now they're moving on with their lives. Usually when people stay in karmic relationship longer than necessary, it means these two souls have unfinished business. They have not learned their lessons. They have karmic debt with each other. Therefore, now they're stuck in another cycle. So sometimes there are people who are in karmic relationship where they're stuck in this relationship for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, sometimes 30 years. This is because these people are stuck in a cycle. They have not learned their lesson. Their soul hasn't evolved. Therefore, they're living out of fear. They're living ego conscious. Therefore, they're in for another cycle. If these two souls do not learn their lessons, that means that they're going to have to repeat this cycle again in the next incarnation. So karmic relationships are meant to be temporary, not permanent. Okay, it's very important for people to understand this. Because a lot of people that operate in 3D states of consciousness, they think and believe that successful relationships are relationships that last the longest. Like, which relationship has the longest duration is the one that's most successful. But from a 5D perspective, This is not what defines a successful relationship. From a 5D perspective, a successful relationship is a relationship where both souls learn their lessons as quickly as possible, repay their karmic debt, and move on with their lives. That is a successful relationship from a 5D perspective, because the whole point of relationship is for you to have soul growth, for you to know more about yourself, what you prefer and what you don't prefer. That is the purpose of a relationship. So you to have an expansion in conscious, for you to have more self-awareness about yourself. Okay, so it's very common for people operating in 3D states of consciousness to keep themselves stuck in karmic relationships. They keep themselves stuck for these reasons. They fear change, they fear the unknown, they fear failure, they fear judgment, they fear the consequences, they fear the repercussions from their family members, from society. They fear drastic changes in their life that they're not prepared for, and they don't know what's going to happen if they make these drastic changes in their life. Therefore, it's easier for them to be stagnant and stuck in a relationship that doesn't fulfill them than to actually make a decision to end the relationship and to be alone and to work on themselves. So many people will keep themselves stuck in a karmic relationship because it's easier, it's more comfortable. Whereas if people are in a 3D marriage, the other decision of ending it is a lot more painful, because divorce is expensive, it's emotionally exhausting, it takes a toll on you, so it's a lot more challenging to go through this road. So many people will opt to stay in a karmic relationship, whether it's a marriage or a long-term commitment, because it's a lot more challenging to take the other road, which is ending it, versus rather than staying in there, being comfortable and being complacent. Now I'm going to share with you the traits of a karmic relationship, so that way you know how to recognize these type of connections. Number one, karmic relationship usually is very quick and instant, where the two souls are often attracted to each other by physical attraction, emotional attraction, like their personality traits. Sometimes it's based on things like money, success, fame. These are some very basic traits that you want to recognize in a karmic relationship. There's a lot of chemistry between the two souls, and there's a lot of passion right away. So it's very hard for these two souls to run away from the connection, because there's so much chemistry, there's so much passion, there's a lot of lust as well too. So these souls are destined to meet with each other. They're destined to have this relationship, this connection, so that way they can act out and play out what was unresolved in their previous incarnation, which is why this soul connection, this soul attraction is so strong. This is another reason why many people who are inexperienced in twin flame connections, they think their karmic relationship is a twin flame connection, because the attraction can be intense, it can be quite passionate, and it can be fast, and it can be furious. So therefore, many people who've never experienced a real twin flame connection before, and they heard of this twin flame concept, they would easily mistaken a karmic relationship as being a twin flame connection. Okay, now here are some signs of a karmic relationship once you're already in this connection for some period of time. So let's say you're in this connection and it ended after 3 months or 6 months or 7 months or 12 months, or however the length of time that you're in this connection. Usually if the connection ended and it didn't end well and there was no closure in this connection, there is a lot of obsessive thinking by one of the parties, because one party didn't get closure, and this obsessive thinking will lead to mental illness. And a lot of people who experience this will mistaken this obsessive thinking as being a twin flame connection, because many genuine twin flame connections share the same similar trait of obsessive thinking. The main difference between a karmic obsessive thinking versus a twin flame obsessive thinking is that a karmic obsessive thinking is a result of a lack of closure. Okay, usually it is in their control. They can stop the thinking if they do something else with their life. They can stop their thinking if they were on a date with someone else, and they can move on from that partner. So that's how you know you're in a karmic relationship, because that obsessive thinking ends really quickly within 3 months, 6 months, 1 year period of time. You actually stop thinking about that person fairly easily. However, if you did not get closure, then it's a little bit more challenging, because your soul is still traumatized, you're still hurt. Therefore, this obsessive thinking is still in your consciousness. The difference between a karmic obsessive thinking versus a twin flame obsessive thinking is that twin flame obsessive thinking, they cannot stop it. Okay, it's non-stop, it's 24/7, and it's out of their control. And a lot of the time, the obsessive thinking is not a result of unhealed wound. It's not a result of not having closure. It happens because there's a soul recognition, and there is a spiritual purpose behind these two souls meeting. Therefore, their higher self is actually imprinting this person into the other person's conscious, making the other person think about this soul all the time in their head. So this is how, and this obsessive thinking usually happens within, I will say, anywhere from a few weeks to a few months in a real genuine twin flame connection. And it's not necessarily romantic too. This person just enters your mind and you keep on thinking about this person all the time. You can't control it. You don't have a crush on this person. You don't know why you can't stop thinking about this person. It's undeniable and it's not controllable. That's the main difference between a karmic obsessive thinking versus a twin flame obsessive thinking, okay? Now, if you're in one of those karmic relationships where you're in this connection for a very long period of time, let's say 5 years or more, these are some of the traits of a karmic relationship. You're emotionally unfulfilled, you're bored, you're stagnant, you feel empty, you feel lonely, there's no soul growth, you feel like you're dying inside. You feel like there's no mental connection, there's no spiritual connection, your sex life is pretty boring, there's not a lot of passion, there's not a lot of excitement, you're just existing, you're not truly living. There's nothing really exciting you about this person. You feel like you're just there paying the bills, you're just there living, cohabitating together, but you're not really building something together, okay? You're quite comfortable in this connection because there's no growth, there's no change. And even though there might be trauma or there might be drama, depending how toxic the connection is, it's easier to stay with somebody than rather being alone. So there is a huge codependency trait in this connection. A lot of people can't step out of this karmic relationship because they're codependent on this person. That's a huge sign that it's a karmic relationship, okay? This is something that you have to overcome because you have to break away from this codependency issue. You have to overcome the fear of being alone. You have to overcome many fears and obstacles in order for you to actually learn your lessons from a karmic relationship. Usually in a karmic relationship, there are past lessons that you did not learn from this connection. Therefore, the two souls have agreed to meet again in this incarnation for you to act out the same type of scenario, but in different types of bodies, in order for you to have an opportunity for you to learn your lessons this time. There is a tremendous amount of karmic debt that needs to be paid. So therefore, usually in a karmic relationship, it can be quite painful. So, you guys will do a lot of things towards each other for each other's soul growth. So expect karmic relationship to be quite toxic and it could be quite painful. Now, the purpose of a karmic relationship, if you got the lessons from it, is that you're supposed to learn what you don't prefer in a partner and what you don't prefer in a relationship. So that way it helps you to redefine what type of partner you want and what type of connection you want. That is the purpose of a karmic relationship, because each time you go through a karmic relationship, it's supposed to help you understand more about yourself. It's supposed to help you gain clarity about yourself, about what you want and what you don't want. So this is the purpose of a karmic relationship. That's why there's a saying that you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you get your prince. This is it. This is why many souls will have to go through a lot of karmic relationships before they find their true love, because you have to really discover a lot about yourself, what you prefer, what you don't prefer, and there has to be a lot of lessons you have to acquire in order for you to get to the vibration for you to attract true love. True love is a very high frequency and it requires you to be in an authentic state of being. And to be authentic, that means all your masks, all the fears, all the shackles that you have within your conscious, it needs to dissolve. It needs to be healed, and all your traumas, all your wounds have to be healed. This is why a majority of the relationship on this planet are karmic, and it's for a reason, because Earth is a karmic training school. Okay, you're supposed to come here, learn your lessons, repay your karmic debt, so that way you can ascend and become the highest version of yourself. If you did not learn your karmic lessons, if you did not learn your lesson, that means you're going to be in for another round, another cycle with this soul. It means there's going to be another soul contract in the next incarnation. You didn't learn your lesson, therefore that lesson will cycle again, and you will go through the same type of challenges with the same soul until you learn your lesson. It's the same thing in our regular education system. If you don't learn your lessons, you don't pass your grade, you repeat your grade, right? Well, it's the same thing in the cosmic school. If your soul does not learn the lesson that it's supposed to learn from each karmic relationship, guess what? You're in for another cycle, and then it's going to be more pain, more misery, more drama, more trauma, and then it's not something you want to be stuck in, because It's just slowing down your spiritual evolution. So you want to make sure that each time you are in a karmic relationship, recognize that this is a karmic relationship. You're not meant to be with this person forever. And if you drag out this relationship longer than it needs to be, that means you haven't learned your lessons. That means you are being for another cycle. So I would suggest, if people are in this type of karmic relationship, do your meditation, dive deep into your soul, go into your subconscious and your conscious, and find out what you're supposed to learn from this partner, what you're supposed to learn from this person, so that way you gain your lessons. Once you gain your lessons, you're supposed to end the relationship and you're supposed to heal and move on. This is how you're supposed to use relationship. This is how you're supposed to be in a relationship for the purpose of soul growth and evolution. Once you got your lessons and everything, move on, part ways, okay? So hopefully these traits I'm sharing with you has given you a lot of clarity. It's helped you understand the purpose of a karmic relationship, help you understand how to recognize and identify a karmic relationship. Now you know what you need to do to successfully complete these type of relationships, because each relationship is a type of spiritual testing. It's for you to actually gain awareness about yourself, whether or not you've actually gained these lessons or not. So consider it as a spiritual initiation and a spiritual test for you to gain awareness about yourself. Did you learn the lesson, or you fail and did not learn the lesson? Okay? So if you like this type of spiritual guidance and learning these type of insights from me, I do have a membership area to help people on their ascension journey. You can visit my website, 3d-to-5d.com. So that way you can gain the kind of knowledge and the kind of insights I'm sharing with you on your ascension journey. I also have another membership area for Twin Flame Collective to help them on their twin flame journey. This journey is not an easy journey to go on. So a lot of twin flames are in, a lot of drama and trauma, and they need to heal themselves to be able to go into their mission. So if you need more spiritual guidance and you need the solution how to overcome your fears, heal your traumas, this is the website you want to check and visit. Once again, the website is www.3d-to-5d.com. With that, I want to thank you for tuning in this broadcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.